I'll start by asking you 3 questions, and if you answer yes to even one of these questions, you'll probably find this series super helpful. Do you use the Microsoft Office suite either in your work or in your personal life? Do you find yourself writing the same thing in emails or in letters over and over again, like for example, "Thank you and have a fantastic day"? Do you save templates for reuse, only to find that when you finally do locate them again, yourself or somebody else has already saved over it with a whole bunch of other people's information, and you need to backtrack to make sure that everything is correct before you can send off the letter or whatever the template is for? If you're still here, it probably means that something that I just said is part of the reality that you live, and the good news is that I have some information for you that could make that reality drastically better and easier to deal with. That's probably the most likely reason you're still here. The other one might be that you're too lazy to click off the video, but in either case, we're going to go on a journey together now into a subject which is called QuickParts. Straight off the bat, I am from New Zealand. We pronounce our R's kind of soft sometimes, so for the other sort of 59 times that I say QuickParts in this series, you're going to have to deal with it sounding like QuickParts rather than QuickParts. But we can deal with that together as we go. This is going to be a 3-part series which are broken up into 3 separate topics. Topic number 1, in this video, we're going to explore in a little bit more depth what QuickParts are so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about, and then figure out if you want to watch the rest of the series. Part 2 is going to cover off how to create and edit the QuickPart templates and how to use them effectively. And then part 3, which is the final part, is how you can get those templates that you've just created for yourself and distribute them amongst your friends, your team, your squad, whatever you're working with, so that they can all use the exact same QuickParts that you have created, which, yes, that is a thing. Depending on how onto it you're feeling right now, you can either stick with this video and explain to you what QuickParts are, or you can click on video number 2 and check out how to create and edit those, or video number 3 if you want to see how to distribute those in a really easy way across a number of people in a particular business or network or that sort of thing. Oh, okay, you're still here on this video, which means that you probably don't know what QuickParts are, or you are just really lazy. Probably should do something about that. So QuickParts, in a nutshell, is a feature that is pre-built into Microsoft Office and Word, which allows you to insert content that you've created by typing in a keyword. Whether you work from home...
Where's the any key? I see ESC, Catarl, and Pigup. All this computer hacking is making me thirsty.
In a bustling office or, I don't know, a brothel, QuickParts can and will make your life better. I mean, they will, because otherwise, why am I even making this video? The top search results for QuickParts in Google says this: you can use the QuickPart gallery to create, store, and reuse pieces of content. So you don't actually need to Google that yourself now, that's all covered off, but what does that actually mean? The QuickPart gallery referenced in that search result basically refers to a database that sits in the background of the Microsoft suite and is specific to Outlook and to Word. This gallery or database is where your QuickParts are actually saved to. And then QuickParts themselves, as that search result said, are pieces of content that you can create and format any way that you want, that you can then easily import into an email or a Word document at will, just by typing in a little command and pushing F3, and then suddenly they appear. Just like that. So if you find yourself typing the same thing over and over and over again, whether it be instructions to a customer on how to reset their password on your website, or your company refund policy, or just about anything you can imagine, turning it into a QuickPart makes that process a lot faster, simpler, and accurate, because it means you're saying the same thing over and over again in the same way without missing one of the important beats of that piece of information you're trying to get across. So in general, it saves you a lot of precious time, it makes your output more efficient and more accurate, and it reduces any risk of you saying or doing the wrong thing in an email, because it'll always be what the QuickPart is. QuickParts are inserted by typing the name of the QuickPart, which you select when the QuickPart is created, more on that in part 2, and then pressing enter once Outlook or Word is able to determine that you're typing a QuickPart name. When this connection is made with Word or Outlook, it is indicated by a little yellow box appearing to show that it can recognize the QuickPart code. It also indicates which QuickPart the word that you're typing is linked to. Depending on the naming convention that you use when you create the QuickPart, which we'll cover off again in part 2 a lot more, the box may not appear until you've typed the entire name, or just a portion of it. But if it doesn't pick up that word, if it's got too few characters to associate that word with the quick part that you have saved in your gallery, you can always just push the F3 key and it will import the closest link that it can find to that. I feel like I'm making this too confusing. We'll loop back to this shortly. Let's look at some of the cool stuff that QuickParts do. So as you probably have already seen from some of these examples, QuickParts can contain images, hyperlinks, and can also be formatted so that you can highlight certain areas that might need to be edited depending on the reason why you're using the QuickPart, like, for instance, updating the date or a customer reference number or that sort of thing. We'll look into a lot more of what we just spoke about in part 2. The main thing you need to know right now though is that when a QuickPart is created and saved, it sits in a file in the background on your PC, and when Word and Outlook have that keyword typed in and the F3 key is pushed, it's that file that it talks to figure out what content it needs to pull forward. When Word or Outlook open, they connect to the file that sits in the background. There is a separate file for Word and a separate file for Outlook, so you can have totally unique QuickParts in either or file, or if you want the same ones for Word and Outlook, you'd have to create them twice, and you can't cross them over unless you manually created them in both of the programs. I mentioned before that when a QuickPart is saved, it's given a name, and that name is a specific designation of characters that when typed into Word or Outlook is what links Word or Outlook to the relevant content in the file in the background on your PC. So when it's typed and somebody pushes F3 in Word or Outlook, it will pull that content forward and put it into the space where your cursor is in the relevant program. Or another analogy I think I could use here is that it's like magic. You write the right spell and you'll get the right magic result in the end. It's a lot faster than Harry Potter's broom turned up.
Accio Firebolt!
It's simplifying it a bit. When QuickParts are working correctly, you'll find that you're more productive, more accurate, and more consistent. And with all the spare time that you'll start to enjoy, you'll notice that there are other things that you would want to incorporate in the QuickPart process. You'll notice other areas of your work that you want to create QuickParts for. And while it's not really feasible for you to template and QuickPart every single electronic interaction you're going to have, there is always room to add, edit, and improve on the processes that you're already putting into QuickParts. And that's what we're going to explore a little bit more in part 2. So if you're ready for that, I'll leave a link at the end of this video so that you can continue on the journey. If you're lazy, it'll just roll on over anyway. Or if you're already creating QuickParts for yourself and you're ready to jump ahead to part 3 and find out how you can get all of those QuickParts that you went through, all those trials and tribulations in creating, and easily export them to your lazy friends so that they can enjoy all of those immediate benefits, then jump into part 3, which I'll also link here as well. Gosh, you're such a good workmate. I can't believe you do that. So nice of you.